Hello, welcome back to BioShock 2. We are going to talk a little bit today about the disconnect that a lot of us often experience between, reality and between fiction. Fiction being defined in this case as this game, um, or any real video game. Now, oftentimes it is quite easy for us to disregard certain video games as being not real. This is a good case in point. I mean, let's look at my current abilities here. I can, well, let's take a look. We've got fire. I can electrocute people, or I can use telekinesis to pick people up. So I've got all these cool abilities. To increase these abilities, I'm actually going to set a little girl on this body here, and she's going to gather Adam out of the body, which is the magic genetic DNA stuff. Now, so, some pretty unrealistic stuff, but even in games that are supposedly very realistic, there's a lot of things that happen that just don't happen in real life. The ability to run forever is a big one. In pretty much most all games, there are a lot of games. In this one, I can, heal using a health pack or by picking up, bandages or food items. Other games, I heal over time. That was scary. She got way too close to my little sister. So yeah, other games you just heal. I mean, literally, you get shot, you heal instantly. I think I need to be over here now. Or not heal instantly, but you... Oh, she all done? Yep. So yeah, you heal exceptionally quickly from things. You just walk it off, which, when you get shot, you don't just walk off a gunshot. Ugh. Seriously. So, like I said, there is that sort of disconnect. Also, let's say, my objectives glow in this game. I'm supposed to come over here and get an objective. Ooh. See, I just ate essentially a Twinkie, and I healed. Ugh, crazy. So, yeah, so obviously games are not realistic. And we were able to disconnect from them. Otherwise, we'd find a game like this horrific. I mean, we'd even find, say, reading an Agatha Christie mystery to be horrific because someone dies in those. But since we have that disconnect, we can say, well, this isn't real. Then we... Ooh. Yeah, never drink moonshine. Ugh. I didn't mean to... I thought that was beans. So, I'm going to purchase some gene upgrades. So like I said, we have all these... Let's see. Okay, what should I get? What would you recommend? Ooh, armored shell. I'm going to need a gene tonic slot. Alright. What do I have? Just booze hound, So, yeah. We disconnect ourselves from not just this, but all fiction. Now, what an interesting thing that can sometimes happen to us is that we find ourselves unable to disconnect from some sort of fiction that we are involved in. So, for example, a couple years ago, I had a friend recommend me read the... Did I search that one? I searched that one. The book series... I'm going blank on it. Game of Thrones. He's going to be talking. We'll just talk over him. So recommend I read Game of Thrones. I got about 60 pages into it, and it became too much for me. So, I stopped reading it and returned the book to him. And I told him, the real reason why. I was just finding it traumatic to have, the abuse of children in it, there we go. The abuse of children, that sort of thing. It became, too much for me, and I had to stop reading it. And this friend of mine was very critical of my reasons, stating that, I do need some more of that stuff. Anyway, telling me, wait, that sort of thing used to happen all the time. You're just burying your head in the sand. And even though I didn't tell him this, I wanted to let him know that 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 sort of thing didn't just happen a long time ago. It was still happening nowadays. I hate it when they get really close to you, don't you? But yeah, that, children, I was at that time working with children who had been very much abused, and the stuff that happened to them was very, very real. It was still happening, and then to read about it in a fictional book when I really wanted to read to escape the problems of my work was very traumatic to try and do that. Oh. Whew. It's crazy making here. So, yeah, I hope that story made cohesive and coherent sense, because I kept getting distracted by people shooting at me. Well, let's use some first aid and pick up that first aid kit. So, yeah, so like I said, there are times when you just can't disconnect from what you're... What the... Was there a trap spear over there? Huh. So yeah, you can't always you're not always capable or able to disconnect from these sort of things. And so it's actually okay to turn off a movie or a game that's just it's too traumatic for you, because it's affecting you on a personal level. And yeah, that's perfectly fine. And indeed, might be a good idea for you to take a look at your what you're watching, what you're Usually there's a little sign that tells you what the key code is that comes up with that. I didn't see it that time. But yeah, it might explain why you don't like certain things. Is because they're hitting a personal note with you. So, anyway, I'm going to use an auto hack on this guy. Yes, that was very quick. So anyway, that's the whole thing. Like and subscribe if you like this. And yeah, remember, if you find something you don't like... I'm trying to get the aspirin. Ugh. Just take an aspirin. I mean, it's possibly because it's just hitting it a little too close to home for you, and it's okay to turn it off and watch something else. Okay, I have to do this before I turn it off, otherwise it'll be like, ah. Anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.